Welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Abby. Today I'm so excited for this video. I am showing you my all-time favorite books. These books I worship, absolutely worship them. I have one trilogy to talk about and 3 standalone. Thank you for being here, and let's just get started. So the first book we're going to talk about is, sorry, this part, I'm growing out my bangs and that's why they're pinned back real awkward. This one I read my senior year of high school. It's a classic. I was so surprised. I truly, honestly did not have high hopes for it. I didn't think I'd like it that much. And that is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Absolutely gorgeous book. Literally obsessed. It is a bit of a hard classic to understand. I will not lie. It has some pretty hard diction. And what really got me through this book my senior year was me having to go on YouTube, and there's this teacher that I don't know if she still has an account up or not, but she would record herself reading books, like audiobooks. But that's what really got me through this book. This book follows Janie. What is her last name? It's been a while. Janie Crawford in the early 1900s. So I think it's the 1930s. Whenever it was really, really difficult to be not only African American, but also a woman. And it just follows her story. It follows her all throughout her life as she is wedded off, being treated awful by men, realizing like slowly as time goes on, realizing she like truly does not need a man to make her happy. And it's a beautiful coming of age story. It really makes you feel so good and warm inside knowing that, you know, she knows she's a badass. She knows she does not need a man to make her happy, which why I love this book. She is just such a lovable character. Like, I love it. Such a beautiful book. Very heartbreaking, emotional, but overall, beautiful story. 5 out of 5 stars. Oh, I didn't mention all of these are 5 out of 5 stars. Like, some even 6 stars. Beautiful. Highly recommend this. And I actually plan on rereading this really soon because I've never reread it. Only read it one time, but this book has my heart. The next book, I think I read this my 11th grade year. I wanna say. My older brother, I have 2 older brothers. The second oldest, he's a big reader, and he told me I would absolutely love this book, and he was right. I love this book, and it is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erika L. Sanchez. Beautiful story. I went into this story with really low expectations. My 11th grade year of high school, really into fantasy, which, you know, I still am. Fantasy is definitely still my genre. I love a good fantasy, but like I'm really starting to hit where I love literary fiction. And this one is more of like a YA coming of age story. It follows Julia and her sister, her older sister, who she wasn't like really that close with, dies unexpectedly. She gets hit by a car. And that's not a spoiler because it's literally the very first page. It explains all this. So her older sister gets hit by a car, unexpectedly dies. And it's kind of her story of finding out like who her sister was, because she wasn't ever close to her sister. Olga was the perfect Mexican daughter. Oh my god. The title, because Julia's not the perfect Mexican daughter, but Olga is. Okay. Olga was the perfect Mexican daughter, and she just was quiet, and her and Julia never really got along because Julia was not perfect. And it is really just her trying to find out who her sister was, what led up to like her death, because her death was an accident, but Julia thinks something else had to do with it. But that's more of like the minor plot. The major plot is Julia's coming to age as she struggles as a first-generation American. Her parents were the border to get to America so the daughters can have a better education, better life. And it's really her struggling as, you know, there's still racism in America today. And she really sees that. And it's really her coming to age story and realizing she does not have to be perfect. She does not have to fit all these stereotypes her parents give her, her grandparents, her friends, all the white people she knows. She knows she doesn't have to be perfect for them. She has to be perfect for herself. And that's really the major plot line. And that's why I loved this book. I actually read for the very first time this year. And it is one of my favorite books of all time. Like, love it. It is Anatomy by Schwartz. This book follows two characters. The first one is Hazel Sinnott, and the second is Jack. I won't lie, I don't remember his last name. So Hazel is the daughter of a very rich, very well-known family. And she's, you know, this is like the 1800s. She's supposed to be a practical rich girl. She's married, she's supposed to marry her cousin, Nessie, I know. She's supposed to be perfect, quiet, clean, all of that, but she does not fit the stereotype as well as her family thinks. Hazel she's wanting to be a surgeon, which is a time when surgeons were only men, and also they were looked down upon. You wanted to be a doctor. Being a doctor was good, but a surgeon, devil's work during these times. Hazel finds out from a flyer that their surgical class, a surgical course to prepare men for the like end of the year surgical test. And so Hazel sees this as an opportunity, dresses as a man, and attends class. It's her story going through that. I won't spoil anything because some stuff goes down. And also, it's a dual POV. It also follows Jack. Jack is a part of this group of people that dig up bodies. Sorry, we have a special guest. Sells them to surgeons so that they have corpses to work on, which this is very illegal. Like, it is as illegal as it sounds. But Hazel realizes that really the only way she's gonna be able to pass the test is if she has bodies to study on. So that's kind of how Jack and Hazel meet. This is a love story. It is a love story, but that's like a minor plot. So do not go into this expecting it to be a full-blown romance. Spicy, no. It's not really a romance. The major plot is Hazel becoming a surgeon and being a female surgeon. That's really like the main plot. It's beautiful. Gorgeous. Just as beautiful as the cover. 10 out of 10 recommend. My favorite book of the year. He would steal and sell 1,000 bodies if it meant buying Isabella the things that would show her how much he adored her. Let him spend every night in the dirt if it meant getting his mornings with her. One of my favorite quotes of all time. Now the last 3 books is my series. This is my favorite series of all time. The second and third book look rough. I actually recently rebought the first book because I loaned it to my friend a couple years ago. I haven't seen it since. So I just decided to buy the first book again. And it is none other than the Scythe series. Love this series. So really, I'm just going to be talking about the first book, but like the entire series as a whole is 5 stars. Like, there's nothing wrong with these books. The first one is Scythe. These are all by Neal Shusterman. I don't know if I even mentioned Scythe by Neal Shusterman. Second one is Thunderhead. Third one is The Toll. How big this one is. But these books are set in this world where they have found the cure to mortality. So everyone's immortal. And they all follow this one thing called the Thunderhead, which is like this cloud, like it's a logical god. So they don't have religion anymore. They have this one technological god that knows everything. He knows what everyone's doing. He has all information in the world. Because everyone's immortal, of course, they had to deal with overpopulation. So that's where the Scythe comes in. So Scythes are very strategically picked, and their duty is to pick people that have been around for too long, and they glean them, so they kill them. It's gonna happen to everyone. So that's kind of like the world explained. The story follows two different people, Stitcher and Rowan, and they are picked as apprentices, both of them under one Scythe. And it's really just their story as they become their own Scythes, and they start to realize that the Scythe system is very toxic, lots of secrets, and basically they're just here to ruin it all. Absolutely wonderful books. It's pretty much science fiction, which surprised me. I'm usually not into science fiction books, but science fiction. Trilogy became my favorite series of all time, so that's why it's good to get out of your comfort zone once in a while. You might find some of your absolute favorite novels of all time. Those were my favorite books of all time. 6 if you're including every book of the trilogy. I have this little bug. Oh, this little bug here crashing the video, but he's so cute. Thank you so much for watching my video. I can't wait to see y'all back here again soon, and remember, leave a like, drop a comment. If you have any ideas you want me to film, feel free to leave a comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I think that's still a thing on YouTube. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye.